Be honest with me, what are you supposed to be doing right now? Are you avoiding a massive project, putting off studying, or maybe you have a video to edit, but somehow reorganizing your entire room suddenly feel like the most urgent task in the world? If you're nodding your head, you're in the right place. Welcome back to the channel, it's Hermione. Today we are talking about the universal struggle of procrastination. We are going to unpack exactly why our brains self-sabotage, and more importantly, I'm going to share 3 highly practical, realistic strategies to help you break the cycle and actually get things done. Grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive in. The biggest myth out there is that if you procrastinate, you're just lazy or bad at managing your time. I need you to throw that idea away. Laziness is apathy. You just don't care. Procrastination is active. You care a lot, often too much, which is exactly why you're avoiding the work. Psychologists have found that procrastination is actually a problem with emotional regulation. We delay tasks because they trigger negative emotions, feeling overwhelmed, fear or failure, perfectionism, or even just boredom. When faced with a daunting task, your brain hits the panic button. It wants immediate relief. So we turn to social media or minor chores for a quick dopamine hit. It's a temporary escape from the stress. But the light relief comes with a massive hangover of guilt and even more stress. To break this cycle, we have to stop relying on sheer willpower and start outsmarting our own brains. Strategy number 1 is what I call micro-stepping. When we look at a big goal, our brain sees an impossible mountain. The trick is to stop looking at the mountain and just look at the very next stepping stone. You have to break your task down into ridiculously small, non-threatening steps. Let's say your goal is to write a big report or a script. Your first step isn't write the draft. Your first step is open a new document and type the title. That's it. You wouldn't try to memorize an entire dictionary in one afternoon, right? You'll learn 5 words today, then 5 tomorrow. By shrinking the task, you remove the emotional overwhelm. And here's the secret. Once you take the first tiny step, momentum naturally takes over, and object in motion stays in motion. This leads perfectly into strategy number 2, the 5 minutes bargain. This is my absolute go-to on days when my motivation is sitting at 0. Here's the deal you make with yourself. You commit to working on the dreaded task for exactly 5 minutes, set a timer, and you have to give yourself full permission to stop and walk away the second that timer goes off. Why is this so effective? Because the hardest part of literally any task is just starting. The anxiety of anticipation is almost always worse than the actual work. Usually, by the time those 5 minutes are up, you're broken through the initial wall of resistance. You realize, oh wait, this isn't as terrible as I thought, and you just keep going. But even if you do stop after 5 minutes, that's totally fine. You're still 5 minutes closer to finishing than you were before. Why is this so effective? Because the hardest part of literally any task is just starting. The anxiety of anticipation is almost always worse than the actual work. Usually, by the time those 5 minutes were up, you've broken through that initial wall of resistance. You realize, oh wait, this isn't just as terrible as I thought. And you just keep going. But even if you do stop after 5 minutes, that's totally fine. You're still 5 minutes closer to finish than you were before. Our third and final strategy shifts the focus from the painful process to the beautiful outcome. When we are deep in the trenches of a boring task, it's so easy to lose sight of why we're doing it in the first place. This is where visualizing your goals becomes a highly practical tool. If you don't have one yet, I highly recommend creating a vision board. When you physically surround yourself with the aesthetic and the imagery of life you are working towards, whether that's career freedom, travel, or personal growth, it instantly shifts your mindset. When you feel the urge to procrastinate, pause, look at the board, connect the boring task in front of you to the exciting future you're building. Reconnecting with your why provides a much deeper, more sustainable source of motivation than the stressful deadline ever could. To wrap this all up, overcoming procrastination is not about transforming into a perfect robotic productivity machine. It is simply about understanding your own mind, recognizing when you're feeling overwhelmed, and giving yourself the grace and the tools to move forward anyway. Start small with micro steps, use the 5 minutes timer to break the friction, and keep your vision board close by. If you found this tip helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. What is the one task you are going to use the 5 minutes bargain on today? Don't forget to subscribe for more videos on growth and productivity. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!